remember, this is your fault. Howdy ho neighborinos, this is Shaykwaza, and that's my new intro, and it feels weird because that's the first time I've ever done it. But howdy ho neighborinos, we're back today with ABC, week number 3, going up against Gray or Jack. His YouTube name is going to be Greyveee, like Greyveee, not like, you know, gravy and mashed potatoes and shit. That'd be silly. But he's got a pretty scary team. You can go ahead and look at it on the screen. Actually, I should be looking at it here, and I cannot find it. Oh, there it is. Give me just a second here, doing some live time editing. He's got the Lando T, the Hydreigon, Infernape, Mega Alakazam. That's all I need to list off on the team, really. Those 4 mons kind of just win every single game that's ever been a game, I think. Somewhere like, something like that, you know? Something along those lines. It's a very scary team, is what I'm getting at here. And, but you know, I think we got a bit of a scary team ourselves, so it's going to be fun. One thing to note, he's got a lot of really fast shit, and a lot of his really fast things don't really deal with Trick Room too well, so I figured we'll just go ahead and, you know, we'll Trick Room it up. Fuck it. We brought Shift Gear Magearna the first 2 weeks, so let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit. Let's bring some Trick Room action. So, speaking of not fucking Trick Room action, we got the Greninja here, Froppy with Shuriken, Dark Pulse, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump. This thing's really good versus him. Some of his slower threats do not want to deal with this thing, like Hydreigon and Infernape, yada yada. Mega Alakazam obviously is going to outspeed us and bop us with any move it wants to click. Dude, Mega Alakazam is so strong, and Greninja is so frail. It could click Psychic and kill us, dude. I watch it happen. It could happen. But Greninja is very good versus slower threats. Also, having that Stab Life Orb boosted priority is going to be nice, just in case it's like a Dual Dance Lando or some kind of crazy shit like that. Being able to outpace the Vacuum Wave or the Mach Punch from the Infernape is going to be nice as well. And, you know, as long as we hit pumps, this thing does a lot of damage versus his team. Next, we have a Phydium Z Zeraora, aka Killua. Shout out to Hunter x Hunter. HP Ice, Thunderbolt, Knockoff, and Focus Blast with the Phydium Z. This thing is just here to wall break. Originally, this was going to, like, pivot around on his team, but I realized, you know, Hydreigon and not even Hydreigon really, it's just Landorus. It's really the only thing stopping me. Also, like a Trace Mega Alakazam tracing the Volt Absorb could be annoying. So I took off fucking. I said fuck it. We're not even gonna run Volt Switch. We're just gonna stay in. We're gonna click buttons. We're gonna attack. And we're gonna bring 5 offensive things, and then a Gligar basically is gonna be our game plan today. But so the first 2 things are gonna be fast. They're not gonna be abusing that Trick Room. They're just gonna be here to click buttons and do things. You know. So. Next we have Banded Zygarde, and this thing is in fact EV'd for Trick Room. Also, I'm sorry if this sounds weird, I'm trying to keep it kinda down because they're doing like super construction around, so I'm trying to stay close to the mic so I don't have to, like, you know, so it doesn't pick up all the construction and shit. But yeah, 1000 Arrows, Extreme Speed, and Iron Tail are just good moves to have. Toxic is there because he can just switch in his fucking Landorus 1,000 times on this and intimidate me, and then I'm gonna do like 25 with 1000 Arrows, and it's gonna take a while to chip him down. Ain't nobody got time to chip down a Landorus T. We're just gonna click Toxic probably the first time if need be, and then hopefully come back in and 1000 Arrows can do some damage later. Zygarde is really good versus his team. Honestly, having the priority, the banded priority, is gonna be really nice. And then looking at his team, dude, 1000 Arrow spam, especially under the Trick Room, just does so much damage. I gotta stop holding my S's. Why have I been doing that lately? I'm not. What am I in fucking Slytherin? I don't think so. So yeah, man, that's Zygarde, pretty standard. Next, we have yet another pretty standard set, Magearna with the Shuka Berry. That's just to be able to, if I absolutely need to get my Trick Room up in front of Landorus. And I couldn't. I had a hard time debating whether I wanted to be Shuka or Akka. That's kind of a hard problem with Magearna with no Z moves. Is it's only got 2 weaknesses, so which berry are you gonna run, you know? But Trick Room, Ice Beam, Flare Cannon, and Thunderbolt, basically Bolt Beam plus the Fairy Draco just does massive amounts of damage to his team. It kills just about everything, honestly, and yeah, dude, it's Magearna, it's things and stuff, and it's the kill leader in the league right now, so I gotta try to get it at least a kill every game to be able to keep them numbers up, you know? Although I believe I'm like the only one doing scores, so it'll probably be Magearna regardless, but like just in case, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Next, another Trick Room Abuser, we got Mega Banette, and boy oh boy, this is the most fun set I'm bringing this week. I am so fucking excited to show off this set, holy dumb fuck. Trick Room, Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, Dazzling Gleam. One thing Mega Banette does not do very well is hit Dark types. Prankster doesn't affect Dark types. Fucking you have to go for the Destiny Bond, and even then, if your opponent knows anything about things and stuff, they'll be like, oh, well, Mega Banette can't touch Dark types, he has to go for the Destiny Bond, yada yada yada, you know. So, he's got 93 base special attack, right? So with a Quiet Nature and 92 investment, we actually kill, listen, we actually kill Hydreigon after Stealth Rocks with fucking Mega Banette's special Dazzling Gleam. Holy dumb fuck. So basically he switches this in. Even if rocks aren't up, if he switches this in on a Sneak or a Claw, then Dazzling Gleam will take him out the next turn. It's going to be fucking hilarious, frankly. And I'm excited to see this thing do some work. You guys know, I love Mega Banette so much. And we brought a Calm Mind Thunderbolt set, kind of similar to this, to 1v1 a Skarmory one time. And that, I don't think I ever got to like use it, but I did click a dry T-Bolt and kill the Skarmory if I remember correctly. So we've done things and stuff like this before. This is nothing new, you know, but it's wacky regardless. And even without an Adamant Nature and only 168 investment, this thing still has 408 attack, dude. Holy shit. So shoutouts to Banette. Last but not least, we have Gligar, aka Glugga. Shoutouts to Pat for the name there. And this thing, dude, look at his team, man. This thing just walls his whole fucking team. We are Spadef as hell. I don't want to be taking those HP Ices. This thing deals with Landorus all day. This thing deals with Hydreigon all day. This thing deals with non-Nasty Plot Infernape all day, but if I had to prep versus me, I would bring SD or Nasty Plot for sure, so that way you can Mach Punch and vacuum through the rest of the team. And then, yeah, man, it's just there to be fucking annoying as shit. And I have 0 IVs, but I don't remember. My plan was to be able to outspeed a couple things outside of Trick Room, and then underspeed things, some of his faster things, inside of Trick Room. And I cannot remember if I ended up doing that or not, because I'm a lazy sack of shit, so it happens. But you know what, let's go ahead and jump on into the battle, and we'll see how we do. So here we are with the battle, and like right off the bat, dude, right off the fucking bat, is that, okay, do you guys say right off the back, or right off the bat? What is it? Is it right off the bat? I don't actually know. Right off the bat, bat sounds better, but I feel like back makes more sense. I don't know. So right off the, starting off here, we've already lost because this man's showdown name is Don't Cling Shame, which is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, and that's hilarious. +1 to him, basically. So right now, if we're just going on names alone, it's 7-6. He basically has another Mon just out of sheer fucking niceness of having that nickname, right? But then he does mention in the chat, also I'm a little stuffy, so sorry about that. But he does mention that he forgot nicknames, so I think that puts it back at you know, neutral. So now it's 6-6 again. He had me at first there with that showdown ult, but now he forgot to put nicknames on his mons. So I mean, you know, it's balanced. But we are just gonna go ahead and lead off with Mega Banette. I want to frisk an item. I want to potentially start clicking Trick Room. I want to like be able to bait that taunt off if he does leave Shelmet and just want to start stacking spikes. So let's do that. I'm gonna lead off with Banette, and he leads off with Gramble, and right off the, I almost said it again, right off, fuck. He's got Assault Vest, so any damage I do to him is gonna be damage that stays on him forever. You can't Wish Pass, Jolteon, I guess? So I'm gonna go into Gligar, and he's gonna go into Hydreigon, and if I would have clicked Trick Room right there, that would have been some fucking shit. I still wouldn't have killed him with Dazzling Gleam because he would have been at full, but it would have been hilarious. So, we're in this Gligar versus Hydreigon. We're Spadef. We eat this fucking for Brekkie. And Gligar is going to go for Stealth Rocks, get them up. He's going to intimidate us. We're not Hyper Cutter, which I guess would have been cool. But we go for the Toxic that turn. So now I know he's going to have Ice Punch. I can just go for the Roost. I do outspeed this. And that's only ×2 effective. Gligar eats that fucking like no problem. I'm going to go for the Roost again, and he goes for the Super Fang and misses, because the only way I can win games is if I hacks the shit out of people. So he's going to miss that Super Fang, which is unfortunate, because that basically means I would be at half, and he'd be free to just click Ice Punch again. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm going to go ahead and click Earthquake here. depending on his investment, it could be a roll, so I figured this would be the best chance for me to stay at 100%, you know, and then if I don't, I won't feel bad, because then, like, it would be like he didn't miss, you know, so we do actually miss out on the kill. He's going to go for that Super Fang, leaves us at half, which, you know, it all works out. That's how much we should have been at anyways if he didn't miss the Super Fang. Now he's going to Infernape. You don't go Infernape if you don't have HP Ice, so I'm going right on into Froppy. He takes rocks and Life Orb damage. If I get 3 hits, he dies to the Shuriken. And watch this. 1, 2, 3 and a crit, 4, 5. Dude, never in my fucking life have I gotten 5 hits on a Water Shuriken. Never in my life have I gotten 5 hits. I got 4 one time. That was a good day. Every other time, dude. Every other time it's been 2 or 3 hits. Like, straight the fuck up. I don't know what it is. We were laughing about it in the chat. Even in, like, playthroughs in-game, we've never gotten 5 Water Shuriken hits. Ever. And that shit is bonkers. Life Orb Water Shuriken does so much damage because of the 5 hits and the crit. 2 Jolteon. And that's fucking, you know, that's a lot of damage, basically. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch out this turn because, listen, this is the luckiest I've ever been in my life, and I know for a fact Vengeance is going to come back to haunt me. I will get 2 hits and no crits and low rolls, and this Jolteon will not die next turn, so I'm going to switch right the fuck on out of there. He gets burned by the Flame Orb, that's fine. And I'm going to go right on the Gligar as he just clicks Yawn. And he takes some burn damage. He's definitely in range now. But I'm going to go into Zeraora as he just baton passes out, which is just fucking bonkers, man. Fucking Yawn baton. Fuck Volt Switch, dude. Yawn baton passes where it's at. That's a good fucking set, man. That's the actual tech. So he's in with Landorus. He gets the momentum. And looking at his team, I'm almost positive he's not Scarf. He needs to be defensive, right? He needs to have a defensive answer to beat Mega Banette, to beat fucking Zygarde. It helps with Zeraora. He needs to be like a defensive support set with like knockoff, stuff like that. You know, HP Ice or Toxic would be nice, although Gligar does have immunity, so he can't really Toxic Gligar. So he probably has knockoff and HP Ice. So, predicting him to overpredict or go for U-turn or something like that, I'm going to just click knockoff. Knockoff is Yachi Berry, which does make sense. Then I do it again because I'm like, if he goes into Shelmet, then he gets his spikes up for free, so I went ahead and knocked again, so at least he would take rocks plus the knock, and then I could kill him the next turn with something else. I have to switch, he'd only get 2 up, but he stays in again, so now this is 2 turns I've stayed in with my electric type on one of, if not the strongest ground type in the fucking game. So, you know what, we talk about dicks on tables, if that ain't a dick on an Avalugg, I don't know, man, I don't know. So, he hidden powers us again, and then this time, I figured he thought it was choice, so I should be safe to just click the HP Ice. Lando goes down since we knocked off his berry. Now, this turn, basically, we are 6-4. He's only got 4 Mons left, and they all die to Magearna, so my plan was to just sack this, and then go for Trick Room with Magearna, and win the entire game. Win the entire game, dude. But, there is a small chance I live the Dark Pulse, so just in case I do live said Dark Pulse, I went ahead and, sorry, my phone rang for some reason, but, yeah, I went ahead and just clicked my Z move, just so if I did live and I didn't get flinched, because I don't think if he kicks Draco, I die, but I don't think he does because there is that Magearna right there, so, at least if he clicks Dark Pulse, it's a little bit of chip or something, you know, so, yeah, I'm just going to knock off, I'm just going to go for the Fighting Z, we live on 1%, which does, like, it's cool living and, you know, getting the rolls because we've been super fucking lucky this season, but that means that Magearna doesn't Trick Room for free, so that's basically 4 kills that Magearna doesn't get, which is unfortunate, but hey, whatever, dude. We're in with Zeraora. Listen, I got 5 hits and a crit. I fucking lived on 1 HP. I'm not gonna be the fucking asshole that's gonna switch around and try to go for the fucking 6-0. Dude, I don't give a shit, okay? My boy Don't Clink Shame over here deserves better than that, especially from that fucking name, so, yeah, I'm just gonna let Zeraora go down, and now I can get Trick Room up for real skis, and everything will be cool. So he goes for the Yawn, which is the correct play. I just get the Trick Room up. We still get the boost, even though he dies from burn, so that's cool. And then this thing will come in. Basically, I could have just killed it, but then he could revenge me with Infernape, and I could potentially have lost the whole game if he got up a nasty plot and he had the correct coverage. So with Trick Room, it forces that Infernape can't be the one to come in because it's going to die. I have 1 turn before I go to sleep, so we can drop the old Fairy Draco on this Shelmet here, which after rocks and at +1, we do kill. And now I go to sleep. And Friendape comes in, takes some more rocks, and is going to be able to click whatever button he wants. I'm pretty sure he's not clicking HPI, so I'm going to go hard into Zygarde. I'm going to go Zyhard, and he clicks Fire Blast. We don't get burned, although I don't think that even mattered. We can just click the Banded 1,000 Arrows to end things, and that's a nice 5-0 dub for us. So as of right now, I believe we are 3-0 plus however fucking much differential we have in the ABC. Definitely check out our boy Jack. Don't clink shame. Greyveee. We've been in a league with him before. He was in PCL season 1, if I'm not mistaken. We had a little bit of message history whenever I messaged him about the game. So definitely check him out. Like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, man. Bye forever.